Many gamers remember the outlandish success of Grand Theft Auto V and the tons of money it made and continues to make for Rockstar Games. In fact, the online community of GTA still rages on today, with plenty of players and money flowing through its servers. The game was an unmitigated success for Rockstar, and like any company who launches a successful product, Rockstar will want to hang on to that goodwill by bringing another successful game to market. Repeating the success of 5 will likely not include just duplicating everything that game got right down to the pixels though. Something new must be done. Still, even though it's not like Grand Theft Auto 4 or 3 were slouches in the sales department, but the 5th main game in the series is without a doubt the most prolific success the series has seen for a multitude of reasons. With that being said, should the next installment follow suit with what went right with GTA 5, or should they take the risk of reinventing the paradigm? This is a question many developers face while continuing to iterate on a long-running series. Do you play it safe and stick to what worked out and risk becoming a bore like we see happening to some games? Or is it smarter to change things up and try to expand into new levels of success in different areas and for different reasons, like we saw from 2018's God of War? It is a tough one, no doubt, but certainly doable. Sometimes the smart thing to do is to let a series rest for a while to pursue other things. Red Dead Redemption 2 certainly turned out nicely, and we see other large developers take breaks from franchises to develop other ones, or switch back and forth between two of them like NetherRealm Studios does with Mortal Kombat and Injustice, or like Naughty Dog has been doing with Uncharted and The Last of Us. This can put some space between subsequent releases and thereby tamper down expectations a bit while giving developers time to formulate the next move for any given series. This only buys time though, and eventually a sequel will be made. Usually the smart move here is to strike a balance between the two philosophies and make do with incremental changes while largely keeping the format intact. But even then, and in this competitive market Rockstar finds themselves in, is that the right strategy going forward? Despite how solid of a success GTA 5 was and still is, I think Rockstar would be smart to lean towards mixing things up for the next iteration. It is easy to argue that mixing things up in a creative way is always a good thing for a game franchise entering its 6th numbered outing, but what it entails to get that done is a different conversation entirely, and one we should not take lightly. Grand Theft Auto 5 did not blow up by being just another GTA game. Sure, the basic elements from the previous games are certainly present, but the 5th game also took a fair amount of risks that ended up paying off. Making the entire game revolve around 3 major playable characters was certainly a new trick Rockstar wanted to try out. This and a more intimate look at the characters' personal lives made GTA 5 really stand out in 2013. If Rockstar Games had not taken their character development and storytelling to this level for the 5th game, it's fair to suspect it wouldn't have been nearly as durable a success as it has been. It is safe to say that the next game should probably follow suit with this concept, although perhaps pushing things further with more nuanced character types isn't a bad idea either. But that may not be enough. Perhaps the major shaking up that Grand Theft Auto 6 needs is a more fundamental one. One of the largest reasons, if not the largest, for Grand Theft Auto 5's success was in its multiplayer. The microtransactions and massive online community have certainly proven to be a runaway success for the game, both financially and in terms of players just continuing to have fun with it many hours after the credits roll. If Rockstar wants to make a comparable amount of money with the next game in the series, GTA 6 is going to want to duplicate that in one way or another. In fact, odds are, if Rockstar wants to double down on this as massively as they probably should, I wouldn't be entirely surprised to see the entire game take place in an always online persistent world where the cash cow mechanics of GTA Online are an integral part of the GTA 6 campaign, thus combining the multiplayer and the single player into one massive experience. This is a logical direction for Rockstar to at at least consider if they want a repeat of the money printing cash factory that GTA Online has turned out to be, despite the inherent issues with going in that direction. This would without a doubt tick off a fair amount of the offline campaign crowd that Grand Theft Auto has garnered over the last 2 decades though, so this would have to be strongly mitigated as much as possible in a cost-benefit analysis on the part of Rockstar. It doesn't mean an online GTA campaign couldn't or shouldn't be done necessarily, but if I were Rockstar, I would tread very lightly into that territory. Perhaps an option to be online or not could be enough to keep that boat from rocking too hard, perhaps not. Does Grand Theft Auto 6 need to be drastically different from Grand Theft Auto 5? In short, yes. When you put out a game that soars as high as Grand Theft Auto 5 did, you can't just release another good game and expect it to produce similar profits. It could still very well end up doing that, but it's not a smart stroke of luck to bank on. The lightning in a bottle that was Grand Theft Auto 5 is likely not going to repeat itself without some sort of formidable push into the unknown. And the unknown is a place where multi-million-dollar projects generally don't like to be, which is totally understandable, but it still has to be done to one degree or another. Greatness cannot be achieved these days without some amount of risk factors and willingness to think outside the box at least a bit. Rockstar ultimately does have to balance out what fans want from the next game in the franchise with their own fiduciary responsibilities to grow profits and exceed previous successes. What these things are is tough to pinpoint since the GTA fanbase has become so large and now includes so many types of players though. Still, Rockstar must find what those 2 goals of pleasing fans and generating record profits have in common, emphasizing those elements, and downplay the areas where they clash. What those elements are and how to address the tasks of emphasizing or mitigating them is a massive undertaking, and I do not envy whoever is in charge of navigating that particular minefield. That being said, if anybody is up to that task, it would be Rockstar. That's it for this video. If you enjoyed and would like to see more, feel free to hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell to ensure you'll be notified when new videos go up.